Once again, my name is Pastor Stephen A. Nunn, and I'm the founder and the president of the Julius July Perry Foundation. I'm also the great-grandson of Julius July and Estella Perry. My grandmother, Caretha Caldwell, was July and Estella's oldest daughter. And it was she who one day shared her first-hand experience with myself and my sister Janice, who's with me today. She's one of our vice presidents with our foundation and on our executive board. And she shared with us individually, and we had no idea that she had told the story to each of us, myself and Janice, and a little bit to my mother, Geraldine Thompson, who is now deceased, but would have been the oldest living descendant of July Perry. As of October, she went home to be with the Lord, and we will miss her greatly, but I know she's looking down and smiling at a time such as this and frowning at the same time because of a time such as this. And I wanted to just let you know that during that time, she let us know about the terrible, traumatic trouble that wreaked havoc on the black residents in Ocoee on the election day of November 2nd, 1920. One of the things that impacted the Perry family was the fact that, as Senator Thompson stated, my great-grandfather, July Perry, was taken from his home after a fierce fight and to defend his territory and to protect his family, and was brought here to the Orlando area where he was lynched. We say hung, lynched. And he was put out for display to bring fear to other African Americans that don't do what he did, because if you do, you're going to get the same results that he did. But you know what? His being lifted up a lot of things, all right? There's something about being lifted up. If I be lifted up from, oh, that's church, I'm sorry, I'll come back to it later. All right, I'll draw all men unto me. Over time, we have seen some positive in-kind progressions in bringing Ocoee and the story to light, and the city of Ocoee, who has in some respects owned up to the personal involvement. One of those highlights was led by Senator Randolph Bracy, and it was a bill that was signed by Governor DeSantis that the history of the Ocoee massacre, along with Rosewood, to be taught in Florida public schools. And now we're getting an addition to what was supposed to be, and now that's kind of shifted just a little bit. Specifically concerning the Ocoee process, it is written now in one of those laws, instructionally it is included, acts of violence perpetrated against and by African Americans. Acts of violence perpetrated against and by African Americans. So remember, we're talking about the deadliest violent race riot in history, in U.S. history. And now we have to defend a statement that says we're talking about acts of violence perpetrated against and by African Americans. Can I tell you today, my brothers and my sisters, that's just not acceptable. Do I have a witness in this? It's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable, and we have to understand that not just black students, not just black people, but all students and all people deserve nothing less than the truth. They deserve to understand justice and the equality of our ancestors, of the blood, sweat, and tears that were shed yesterday, and it has brought us to where we are today. I'm almost done, and then we'll lift the offering. So, this is literally an attempt to limit the accurate teachings of Black American history in our public schools. In this attempt to give our children a sanitized and watered down version of history that doesn't address the historical context and the truth doesn't work. That's what they want them to believe. But we know that's not true. You'll know the truth, and it's going to set you free. It will. Everybody else's truth is told, but ours has to be hushed up. Can I tell you, we've got a voice, and we've got to lift our voices and sing and let the world know that we are not going to stand for what's being just thrown at us haphazardly. I'll close with this last statement. You always close twice. I'm done. So we tried to have a little progression through Ocoee and great commissioners, Oliver and Brinson, and some of the other great people that were working with them, we saw some progression, and the progression came in issues like putting up plaques and markers and coming for dinners and having stories told and, things of that nature. That's great, but I can cook my own food. I can buy my own trophy. I can put on my own plaques. What we wanted was somebody to stand up and say it was wrong. It shouldn't have happened in Ocoee. It shouldn't have happened in Rosewood. It shouldn't have happened on Wall Street. It should not happen at all. Anymore. And you can't buy us with a gift. You can't buy us with a trophy. You can't buy us with a plaque. We want justice. We want truth. And we want what's due. So we tried to have this progression, but we regressed at the expense of the oppressed. But we've come to tell our governor a message. And anybody else that follows the same train of thought, Senator Thompson, and anybody else that follows his train of thought, we've got a message for you. We don't feel no ways tired. We've come too far from where we started from.